Hello everybody, this is Tip Top Gaming here today with another Magic the Gathering video. Now in today's video, I'm going to be doing something a little different. Recently, I've been really getting into making custom Magic cards, and a big part of making custom Magic cards is making custom mechanics, and I thought it'd be a fun video where in the past when I've done like custom Magic card videos, I just reviewed custom Magic cards. What I thought it'd be fun to do today was to make custom mechanics. Now, how was I going to do this? Well, I was inspired by a forum I saw on somewhere for custom Magic cards where every day there would be a different word and people would have to try to make a mechanic out of that word. And so I thought it'd be really fun to do a video just like that. So whatever you see over here is, over here I have a random verb generator, and so this will generate 3 random verbs. And then I will pick one of them, and on the document on the right, I'm either going to write, like, what the thing would do, or I'll give you an example. So, for instance, if the card is, like, guard, I might give you an example with the reminder text, so that it's obvious what the mechanic does, but you can also see how it would work on certain types of cards. So, why don't we jump right into this? Now, I'm going to have actually 3 different rounds of this. I'm going to have a random verb generator, a random adjective generator, and then one I'm not sure if it's possible, a random noun generator, which I don't know if I'm going to be able to make those into mechanics, but we will see. We're going to start with a random verb generator because I think those are going to be the easiest. So yeah, why don't we jump right into this? So let's generate my first 3 verbs. Excuse, march, and reckon. Okay, so I'm going to make march my mechanic. So let's go this. March. So it's going to be a creature called War Soldier, right? And it'll be a creature, soldier, whatever. But it's going to have march. And in the description, it's going to say, whenever this creature attacks, it gets +1/+1 until end of turn for each other creature with march. Yeah, I think that's fair. So that would be one design is whenever, so it'd be like kind of like a trample mechanic. So it would just say march on the card, and it would say whenever this creature attacks, it gets +1/+1 for end of turn for each other creature with march. That is, or with each other. Oh, actually, I think this would work better if it was for each other attacking creature with march. And if you really wanted to make the mechanic more dynamic, you could make this like March 4, and then it would get +4/+4 for each other marching creature. I mean, that would be kind of extreme. March 2, and that would give it like +2/+2, like, and so you could make it more dynamic in that way. This would be an interesting mechanic. It wouldn't, I mean, I don't think it would be like the big mechanic of a set, but it's interesting. So let's move on to the next one. We have blame, cause, extract. Okay, I think I want to use extract here, but I don't know how I can really form that into a mechanic, so let's just write extract. I think it would be similar to like extract, target, blah blah, and then I'll do in parentheses, so like extraction will be the name of the spell. It'll be an instant, and it'll say extract, target, creature, and it'll say I don't know. This is actually very difficult. If you guys have any ideas for these words, leave them in the comments down below. But I actually have no ideas right now. Extract, target, creature. So like you target. This could be your own creature too. It could be so it's like removing something from something. So like you're extracting it. So I would love to make it like, oh, you extract a creature type from an enchanted creature and give it to another creature, but like I don't know if you could really word that well. Like an enchantment aura, and it says like enchanted creature enchanted creatures creature type are removed, put are extracted. You may put them on another creature. See, this doesn't work, but I'll leave it here so that people can like see it. But enchanted creature type are extracted. You may put them on another creature. That's kind of lame. Let's think if I can do something else. It could also be like, okay, here's another idea, right? And you know how normally there are spells that are like 1, sacrifice a creature? This could be 1, extract a creature. So it's kind of like return it to your hand. So I think actually, okay, here you go. I think it would be an alternative to sacrifice, where instead of sacrificing it, you're returning it to your hand, and it has to be your creature. So you might have a spell that says target opponent extracts a creature, and I know there are cards that do very similar things, but basically it'd be kind of like target opponent sacrifices a creature, but instead they just bounce it back to their hand. And so this would be an alternative to sacrifice, and I think that's the best one I've come up with. It's still kind of lame, but I think it works. Extract target creature, or it could also be a cast. It could also be a cost for a spell, and so I think that is really what is going to work. So why don't we go to the next set of 3? Pin, Celebrate, Fade. I'm going to go with Celebrate. I mean, Fade I think could work, but I think Celebrate might be more interesting. So it would be like Celebrate, whenever something bad happens to an opponent. So it would be different per card. Then it would be something. So this would be more like Undergrowth, in the fact that it's kind of just like a descriptor, like, hey, this cares about how many cards in your graveyard. So it's whenever something bad happens to an opponent, something. So an example would be like, here's an example. Celebrate. Whenever an creature an opponent controls dies, draw a card. So this is kind of like the celebration because something really good happened, and woo. So, yeah, it's kind of like a descriptor, kind of like Undergrowth. If you really wanted, you could just make it whenever a creature an opponent controlled dies. You could just make that always it. Or you could always make the something you get the same, and then it would be more similar to Undergrowth, where only one part of it really changes. But yeah, here it's just whenever a creature an opponent controls dies, draw a card. Or you could make it like the first part changes and you always draw a card. And so I actually think this could be an interesting mechanic. I don't think they'd call it Celebrate, but I think it works. Next, why don't we move on to a random adjective generator? These mechanics are going to be more similar to like Bloodthirsty or like just similar things like that. So why don't we see what we can get here? Tame, Acid, Flashy. Okay, here's a good one. Tame. This creature cannot attack. This is text seen on so many cards, so if they were to just keyword it, boom, that is pretty cool. I mean, I think that this is kind of like a cheaty way out of this, but I think that it works well for the fact that it's something that Magic uses a lot, and so being able to just put Tame on a card would work well and save space on the card and, require less reading. Which is good for things like draft. Now here we have Enchanting, Mundane, Cut. Now this could also be a verb, but I'll treat it like an adjective. Mundane, that's kind of boring. Mundane. It's like, this creature cannot be equipped or enchanted. Boom. Mundane. You're boring. Kind of like these adjectives. Give me a good one. Suspicious, last, cultured. Cultured. This, cultured. This creature, has every creature type of each creature on the battlefield. So it's kind of like Changelings, but it only works for the things on the battlefield. So, cultured, it's supposed to be like, oh, he's part of this, like, oh, he's like, interacting with these, and so that makes a lot of sense. Why don't we jump over to the noun generator, and I'm gonna generate actually like 5 of these and see if I can get anything. Preference, quality, diamond, perfection, professor, satisfaction. Okay. I'm gonna go preference, and it's gonna be preference. This creature gets +1/+1 whenever it is targeted by an instant. And so it would be preference instant. So, you know, and then it would just do something. So it would basically be preference instant, preference enchantment, preference creature even. And so then it would be something happens whenever it's targeted by that. So, you know, you draw a card whenever it's targeted by a creature, you know, so on and so forth. And so that's how that mechanic would work. Now, I don't know if that's how they definitely word it, but that is, it might be like preference to instance, like preference of instance or something, you know, something like that. But that's how I would make that one work. Why don't we do one more? Idea, storage, vehicle mode, village. So I think a vehicle should be a type of artifact that if you tap a number of creatures, it becomes a creature. The vehicle does. Just kidding. That's already a thing, so I'm not going to do that. But storage, idea, mode, village. Okay, so I'm going to go mode, and it'll be attack mode and defense mode. Oh, God. Oh my god, I'm so dumb. This is defender. This creature cannot block. Whoopsie. There you go. That's different now. Attack and defense mode. So you'd pay a mana, and then it would be like, this creature, like, it would switch between two modes. So one mode it would have defender, and one mode it would have tame, which I made up here. Like, you know, it wouldn't have to be these two modes. So it would be attack and defense mode, and then like each card could have their own mode. So it could be reach or trample mode, or like vigilance or lifelink mode. And so you could switch between the modes by paying mana or paying some sort of cost. And so that's what that mechanic would be. Alrighty, guys, this has been a very interesting video. I've had to use a lot of creativity. It's been very difficult, actually, to just take random words and make mechanics out of them. So, if you guys want, you guys can do one of two things in the comments. I mean, you can just leave a comment like normally, or you can make your keyword for one of these words. So I'll go through them again. We have mode, preference, cultured, mundane, tame, celebrate, extract, and then march. So if you want to make a mechanic for one of these, do that. Or if you want to quiz me, if you leave your word in the description down below, I will make a mechanic around it. Unless I can't come up with one and then you've bested me. But, like, make it interesting. And yeah, I guess if this gets enough of them, which it probably won't, I'll do a whole video just covering the ones I made from your comments down below. Please hit that like button and subscribe. This video has taken forever to make. So, yeah, please show your support. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.